What's going on?
All right, so we're going to bring up our first guest.
Yes.
Cool brother.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Magical brother.
Magical brother, yeah.
This could be magic.
This brother has performed professionally for over 20 years. He was a member of the world famous Magic Castle in Hollywood, California. He has entertained well-known people such as Eddie Murphy, Keith David, Arsenio Hall, and D.L. Hughley. He has opened for actor, comedian, singer Jaime Foxx, and comedian Luenell.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Forrest Barnes.
Forrest.
Magical.
Welcome, Forrest. Welcome.
Ooh,
Magic Force.
Magic.
If you could only see all the smoke that we have here.
Oh yeah! Wait!
And the
he
light
just appeared.
and the lighting effects.
Yeah. He wasn't even.
His shirt was half open with a big cross on it.
Yeah, but he wasn't even here. I said his name.
White tigers came out of his sleeves.
And he appeared. Welcome, Mr. Forrest.
What's going on, gentlemen?
How's it going?
I'm doing very well. And yourselves?
Oh, we're doing very good.
Excellent. I see you guys are having a lot of fun.
Oh, we always have fun. We always have fun.
That's what it's about,
And
man.
thank you very much for the invite.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So listen, I'm going to ask you the question that's been bugging me. What made you, or what encouraged you, or what inspired you to be a magician?
That's a very good question. You know,
Yeah, because that's kind of odd for African American to be like, I'm just going to be.
if people are like, I didn't know there was anybody black.
Yeah, doing that.
Actually,
yeah.
there's quite a few black magicians out there. But to answer your question, I'm from Portland, Oregon. Originally.
Okay.
Moved to Seattle, and then I
brother
happened
from
to,
Portland, Oregon.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
there are
then-
black
Well,
people
there are
in
some
Portland.
brothers in Portland, Oregon.
But
Not
okay.
just the Trailblazers.
I understand.
Or someone going to college, right?
So that used
Somebody
to be the big
playing on
thing,
the Ducks, yeah.
Like, there's black people in Portland? Yes, there's black people in Portland. And I migrated to Seattle, started working for Nordstrom's in Seattle.
Hey, I work for
Oh,
Nordstrom.
wait,
we
y'all
this
got a connection there.
Yeah. So
okay.
I
Go
didn't
ahead.
know that. Okay. And then, so I lived in Seattle for a number of years and then transferred to Southern California in Glendale, California. Was at a party, and these brothers were at this party. There's two brothers and a Latino gentleman. And they started doing this magic, making these coins jump from one hand to the other.
Wow.
And I'm like, man, you guys have got to show me how to do that. And they go, well, we can't tell you, but we can tell you where to find it in this book.
To get there.
Okay.
So I went down to the magic shop, found a book, bought a couple little things, showed them what I learned out of the magic book, and so then they started working with me. And as quick as I was learning things, they started taking me out on gigs with them, and so I started performing immediately. And one of them, his name was Manny. He was kind of the guy that kind of got us all interested in magic. Everyone had their thing that they did. Someone did cards, another guy did silks, and I mean we kind of all did.
Wait.
Everything.
When you say silks, are you talking about the scarves?
Yes, the scarves.
Okay.
Yes, and so taking the scarf, put it in your hand, making it disappear. Making it multiply out of whatever orifice or...
Orifice? Did you say orifice?
I did.
And Lawrence would catch that.
Out or whatever.
I was just checking.
See if you sleep.
I was in Hollywood.
I hear you.
I'm just kidding.
Where the hell that come
Well,
from?
I remember when I was younger, I always wanted to do magic. I thought it. I found
every
it
young person would
fascinating.
like,
But I didn't see
fantasy
any
of
brother. I went and got a book, and I couldn't do none of the magic tricks inside the book, so I gave it up.
Well, that's the thing is some of the language that's used in the books or the you don't know what they mean until you find someone that can help you. Okay, this is what
You almost need a tour guide through.
this is what a double lift is. This is what palming is, or misdirection. And so Manny was able to share that with a couple of us so that we could, it's kind of funny because when you're doing magic or you're learning magic, when you find out how it's done, you're almost let down. And it's like, oh, is that it? And so then you got to try to, how do I make that exciting to the audience?
Yes.
And so it's all about
Showmanship.
And the entertainment
perception,
value.
right? Okay.
So, but I remember when I was young, couple of my cousins came back home from college and they were doing these card tricks, and I was like, how'd you guys learn to do that? And they go, oh, we took a class in college. They were a couple characters. So, but
So wait,
now
you
I
could take
fooled
magic
them.
classes in college?
They were just kidding me.
Oh, okay.
They were just kidding
I'm
me.
trying
They
to
just,
figure it out.
they were at parties and guys doing. So they were just kidding me as a kid. But that's how I got interested was this group of guys, and so we became a member of the Magic Castle and his.
The Magic Castle?
The Magic Castle down in
Los
Hollywood.
Angeles.
So what is? Can you explain what the Magic Castle is?
Oh yes, it's been around for.
Is it located in Hogwarts or?
Right behind the Chinese Man Theater. That might be Hogwarts. For some. Depends on what. Anyway.
That goes along with the orifice.
So it's a private club. The only way that you can get in is to either know a member or have a pass from a member. Okay. And it's a...
So you can... Are you able to buy a membership?
Yes.
Okay.
And no.
Okay.
You have to be referred to by a member. Okay. And then you can come up with your money. I actually joined as a magician member, so I performed in front of 6 magicians.
Oh, wow.
They liked what they saw some potential in me, and so they allowed me to become a member
that's cool.
of the Magic Castle. Okay. So, yeah, it's cool.
The Council of Five.
Hey, so now, being at the Magic Castles in Hollywood, do you go down and are you still a current member of the Magic Castle?
I'm not a current member. They do have a membership for people who are out of town. I don't have that membership, but I have a friend that's still a member. So whenever I go to L.A., that's even before I leave Sacramento, I call him up, said, "Hey, we're going to go to the castle."
To go.
He'll say, "Let's go." And so it's quite a unique place because it has magicians from all over the world that come in and perform, and they have these different rooms. It's like a mansion, so they have these different rooms. They have a close-up room that only fits like 19 people. They have a parlor that fits maybe 100 people, and then they have a stage for the bigger illusions, about 150 people. And so any given night, you might see all types of stars in there,
David Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
Is he a member?
He is a member, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he is a member. Yeah.
That's cool.
Met him on several occasions.
How is he?
Blackstone Jr.
Was he cool?
Oh, he was real cool. He was a very nice man.
Do he still have big hair?
This was a few years back. Back in the 80s, yes, he had big hair. So, yeah.
Okay.
But that's that stylist. David Copperfield is like the ultimate showman, I guess that's what magicians need to have, that pizzazz to make them successful at it.
It's funny because I was just sharing with you guys this book that I was reading and also doing some research before I came out. A lot of the magicians had the showmanship. And that was what separated them from a lot of other magicians. So one of the first American magicians was actually a black man who was born in Massachusetts right around the time the slavery had ended, or the Revolutionary War had ended. And
he was probably an illusionist.
Richard Potter. And his story is pretty interesting. At the age of 10, kids had to find a profession. And so, or some type of...
no pressure.
Yeah, I mean, either you become a carpenter or, they had to find some type of trade.
Right.
And so he signed up to be a cabin boy at the age of 10, got over to England, decided he didn't like being on the ship, stayed in England at the age of 10, or, he's probably 11 by that time, and ended up coming across this ventriloquist magician, a Scotsman, asked to be his assistant. He said yes, and then his career took on from there.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a pretty interesting story.
So for those of you that are into magic and interested in the book is called Conjure Times, Black Magicians in America by Jim Haskins and Kathleen Benson.
Yeah, it was a fascinating book, traveled through history, talks about the minstrel shows, the vaudeville act.
Oh, really? Okay.
And we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, how blacks were not able to perform at certain places. But something about magic, or I should say magic today, and to a certain degree at that time, magic also, where it kind of crossed color lines.
Okay.
But once
your show was over, get back in the box.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because I was when I was doing some research. There's a magician out of Chicago, and one of the things that he was talking about was that he's never had an incident happen. And I thought about it, and I've been doing magic for over 20 years. I've done magic in Sacramento from I've been here since 1990 to now. And I've been from El Dorado Hills to the backwoods of El Dorado to you name it.
Right.
I've been to every corner of this area.
Sacramento, all four corners.
And I've never had an incident. So I'm very proud of that.
Now, when you say incident, are you saying with people or
as far as a racial type of
all right.
incident?
So let me ask you this question. Have you ever been on a stage and you've been in your magic moment and the magic trick just never worked? You know I had to ask
that happens all the time.
Okay.
And you just got to if something happens that wasn't supposed to happen, your audience doesn't know it.
So you just bring it into the show.
So you just keep on going. It's like you
just
kick
roll
it to
with
the
it.
side, you keep on rolling. And yes, I've had some of that happen quite a bit.
So you were saying, we were talking earlier, and you were talking about how Arsenio Hall started out as a magician.
Yes.
And you had a chance to perform with him and for him, right?
Yes. It was quite an interesting story. So my friends and I, we were at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Gower in Hollywood, and in comes Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
And so Eddie's sitting with his group and his entourage, and so one of my friends, our Manny, starts doing something, and then Eddie asks us to come over. So we started performing for him in front of his at his table, and so then came time he left, and one of his bodyguards comes back in and invites us to his birthday party.
Oh, cool.
So we go to the party, we get on this elevator, and we're running late because we're working our regular job, and so we get to the party, and I'm on the elevator, my friend and I, Derek Coleman, and we're going on the elevator, we go to the floor, the door's open, and here comes Eddie and all these people. And so they get up, and so Eddie's like, "Oh, here's a magician. Y'all late." And follow us. We went over to a comedy theater. Saw his name eludes me. He's an angry black man. What was his name?
Not Bernie. Is it Bernie?
No. He wrote for Sanford and Son.
Oh, Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney. Saw Paul Mooney. And that was my first. You knew who I was talking about, didn't you?
Exactly.
So we saw Paul Mooney, and then after that, we all left and went back over to the hotel. And so in that, I got a chance to meet Arsenio, and so Arsenio started telling me, he goes, "Yeah, man, I used to start off doing magic. That's how I got into entertainment." And so, but then I just kind of leaned more to the comedy. For what actually got him out of magic was he had a terrible fire because he had a dove act.
Okay.
And so his doves had burned in this fire.
Oh, man.
And it kind of
That would make me quit too.
He never.
I wouldn't know how to come back after I killed the doves.
never
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
That Prince Muscle was there when
doves burn up.
See, y'all ain't right.
They got a name for that.
Yeah, they got a name for that. It's called chicken.
Oh man, so
he had a house fire.
and you was near Roscoe's. Roscoe's Pigeon and Waffles. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. Okay.
Okay, we
That's
back.
sad.
We back,
Yeah.
Forrest. We
So
sorry.
that was how I met, and so I'd run into Arsenio from time to time, and we'd talk about magic and some of the moves and some of the things that he used to do. And it was quite interesting.
Do you get a crazy response from people when you tell them you're a magician? You know, when you walk up to people and say, "So what do you do?" And you say, "I'm a magician." Do you get that look?
Well, the first thing they do, the lady
Show me a trick.
Show me a
The
trick.
lady looks over to her husband. "Can you make him disappear?" And then the man says, "Can you cut her in half? But don't put her back." So that's the
Separate
first
them parts.
But a lot of time, a black magician.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one. Yeah. So and then, what do you got? And so
You have to do something.
And hopefully I got something on me. I got a coin or I borrow a ring from them. And
so have you ever been in any? You said you borrow a ring from them?
Yeah.
Okay.
A finger ring.
Oh, that's a nice ring. Make it disappear. You know. So have you ever been in any other type of entertainment besides magic? Or has magic always been
Magic's the only thing. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about actually taking some acting lessons to do plays, just so I can learn more about
theatrics and
blocking
being more,
and the next level.
The next level of your craft. Yes. So do you do shows often? Are you working a lot with your magic?
I do probably about 3-4 shows a month.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So it's and it varies. I do from kid shows to adult parties. This holiday season I just did a menorah lighting.
Okay.
I've done bar mitzvahs, weddings.
The first time I saw you perform, you throwed water on people.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Oh man, at the barbershop.
He came to the barbershop. Crowded. It was very crowded.
Packed.
And the guy that I explained it. I can't explain it, but he had poured water and had him turn around like 3 times and then took the water and put it over his head, and he could have swore that
the water was still in the cup. And he was like, he was wet. He knew he was wet.
He was like, oh man. But that was a great show.
And you pulled the silks out your mouth. The silks must have ran for a mile. They just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. So my question about that, okay, do them silks be in there all the time? Because I didn't see you put them in your mouth. So I'm figuring you must have a very dry throat.
I'm very popular in the prisons. I'm just kidding.
But I'm saying, though,
delayed reaction there. But okay, I'm glad you got that joke.
So I guess I can't ask you, when do you do that? Because that would be giving away your stuff. But I thought that was pretty interesting that you had this conversation and you're talking to people. But then the next thing you know, you're standing there and you're starting to pull this stuff out your mouth. And I'm thinking, okay, where'd that come from? So
the art of misdirection.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Giving myself away there.
Don't give it away.
Don't do
it. Don't do it. But I'm saying
we don't want to ruin it for the
people.
No,
it's
a slide of the hand, a turn of the neck, and a whole 9 yards. But my point is, it was impressive because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it, and when the guy got wet, I was wet with him because I just said, I know he ain't gonna pour this water on this man.
So how can people get in contact with you if they would like to have you perform at maybe a
parties or whatever?
Phone number 916-370-8464.
Say that one more time.
916-370-8464.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a
website, The Magic Forrest. Forrest is spelled with 2 R's, Forrest. So themagicforest.com.
The Magic Forest, y'all.
Magic Forest.
Where trees disappear.
Now that's a whole nother show. Boy, you guys got some delayed reactions on my jokes there, boy.
Hey, what can I say?
You got to think about it.
It's winter time.
You didn't think I was going to go
But it's
there.
good. It's good.
You got to think about those.
I do some comedy shows. So
hey, I got it. I feel it.
So Ken,
that in there too.
Tony is gone because I was going to have him film. Can we later on get you to do some magic and we'll put it up on our site?
Oh yeah,
okay,
that'd be great.
Okay, maybe we can have one of Goss's rings disappear.
We could do that, but as long as you bring it back.
Or if you have something.
Because I'm
give
anchored.
me a moment.
I'm anchored, man. I'm anchored in this. So now, as a magician, suppose someone came to you and said, would you teach me? Could I be your assistant? Is that something that's possible?
People ask me that all the time. There's actually several magic groups here in town. One in Elk Grove, one in Sacramento. They meet twice a month. The one in Elk Grove, first and third Wednesdays, and the Sacramento group is second and fourth Wednesdays.
Is there many of you there?
There's not many of me there.
There's only one magic force.
You might get a sprinkle here and there, but if
Magic
someone's
Black
interested, if someone's interested, they can give me a call and I can give them those times, and then I'll make sure that I show up so I'm there also. And then there's another group of young magicians that I just joined, and they're pretty exciting. They do a lot of innovative magic that blows me away, and so I'm learning from these young guys how to do different things now.
So, do you ever come up with your own tricks, or all the tricks of the trade that be handed down?
You know, it's I mostly do what they call more packaged tricks. I have not come up with I mean, I have my own act, my own style, but I mostly use techniques and tricks that other magicians have come up with. And I go to seminars. There's a magic shop here in town, Grand Illusions, over in Fair Oaks, and go over there and see what they have new. And also they have about 3 or 4 seminars throughout the year that they bring magicians from all over the world to come and, kind of show you what they've come up with and sell their wares, as it were.
So, do you have any big acts you're working on, like making the new King Stadium disappear or something?
Or the Kings win? No,
See, you ain't right.
I wish I could do. Actually, I'm putting together. I've done this show for probably about the past 5-6 years at some of the local libraries. It's an African American inventors magic show. I do tricks with different inventions that African Americans, their inventions or things that they've improved upon. The light filament with Lewis Latimer, the light bulb.
It's a great way to educate.
The Super Soaker squirt gun, Lonnie Johnson.
Yeah. Wow.
The potato chip, ice cream
Mr.
scoop.
Crumb.
Yes. So educating kids, and it's funny because reading that book, there was other magicians that did similar things where they taught Black history through their magic. And so I'm like, man, I'm not the first to come up with this.
Right.
I'm the only one that does what I do that I know of as far as putting that spin on it. And so hopefully I encourage kids to not only look at their history, because it's American history, but also to hopefully inspire them to become scientists or even do magic. And so, the question is, I have people ask me all the time. I give them my phone number. I tell them this is but I have very few people follow up. Or you might start with someone and then they get bored with it, and then it's like,
because they want to be Houdini in the first trick.
Yeah, and it takes patience.
Sure.
My son, he was good at when he started doing it, but he just didn't have the patience. And so it takes a little bit of patience. It takes a little bit of time.
I mean, concentration.
Concentration. Sometimes you're working on something and your fingers just aren't working right, and so you've got to do it and do it and do it until your fingers feel comfortable with it, and it becomes a very natural motion. And so sometimes people don't have the patience to do that. They want all the
glamour.
They want all the glamour and the oohs and the ahs and and to be able to trick their friends. But some of it takes a little bit of practice. And one of the things I shied away from was card tricks because of all the practice that it takes. But now I'm starting to get into that, and I'm hopefully going to do a card trick for you guys in a little bit.
You ever thought about eating fire?
Okay. I thought about it. That's about the closest I got.
Or swallowing a sword. I see that in here.
I've got friends that do that, and I'm just too old for that now. Man, I started doing magic when I was 24, so I started at a late age.
All right.
But I've been doing it for 25, 26, or actually 27 years now. So now you know how old I am. But I've been doing it for a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't be rehearsing with fire around your lips and stuff. Be burnt up. Yeah, no, it ain't right. Yeah, but it's great.
Yeah, that's something you do in the bedroom.
Go back to potato chips.
I'm too hot to handle, baby.
So I got about four bookings, libraries here in town, starting February 6th. I will be at Bell Coolidge Library.
Okay, and that's the one that's in Land Park off of
is it Fruit Ridge, right?
I want to say, does it turn into Seamus around that? It's
Fruit Ridge. It probably.
I think it's Seamus.
Southland Park and
Southland Park,
Seamus. And so that's at Bell Coolidge, and I'll be there from 1 to 2.
Okay.
Don't be late.
Okay.
Don't be late.
We will
start
be on time.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be running on other folks' time. On the 10th from 4:30 to 5:30, I'll be at Rio Linda Library.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been there several times. That's one of those places where I've never had an incident. I've been nervous, but I've never had an incident.
It's highly likely.
Do you get hecklers?
Yeah.
How do you deal with a heckler? Somebody like, oh, I know what you did there.
You know,
you put it around your back and then you brought it back.
It depends. Like if it's a kid, you know, you got to be a little more gentle. You try to.
You try not to slay them.
Well, you bring them up and then you embarrass them and then you go, okay, go sit down, kid. But you got to do it in a real sly way because you don't want to come back the next year.
You were at the Banana Festival, and one of the kids said, "I see," and you was like, "Yeah, I'm such and such. Go on, yeah."
Like
Get out of the way, kid.
Fields, get out of the kid. You bother me.
Where's your mama at?
Oh, is that your mom over there? Tell her come over here. Okay.
So and then if it's an adult, then because a lot of times people have seen magic on TV, so they think they know how it works.
Yeah.
And even if they caught me, I wouldn't let them know that they caught me.
Right.
But so sometimes depending on the situation, I may bring them up and do something to embarrass them, and then all right, go sit down. We obviously don't know that you don't know what you're talking about. Go sit down.
Right.
And so, and then sometimes I get heckled by up and coming magicians, which is kind of interesting. Like a young man.
Little hateration, huh?
Well, he was like 13, 14 years old, and it's like no filters. Right. And so afterwards, I said, look, because he knew a little bit of something, but I said, if you really wanted to know, or this is, how would you feel if one of your friends did this to you and made you feel this way? How would you feel? And then they're like, oh, okay. And so it's like,
professional courtesy.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure
come up to me later on, and then we can talk about it.
I'm sure that there's an etiquette that you guys have, because I've heard many of times that
it's a genre of secrecy.
Secrecy.
You don't tell the magician's secret. Even if you know.
So you have a couple other places that you're performing in?
Yeah. So the 17th, I'll be at the Sylvan Library. That's out in Citrus Heights.
Okay.
From 4 to 5.
Do these events cost to get in?
These are free.
Okay.
Very good question. These are free events. And then on the 25th, I'll be at Arcade Library, right there on
Arcade Arden. Yeah.
The 25th from 4 to 5 there. No one has talked to Jerry. Tell him that.
Okay, so June. Yeah, we
So the question was, is he going to be at Juneteenth? And so anybody that's in charge of that, get this man.
Get him at Juneteenth. Or he's going to make Juneteenth disappear.
We'll talk to Gary.
Yeah, Gary Simon.
I'll get a phone call.
Anybody, give him a call. Give him a call. We need to have him out there. Your show is amazing, man.
Thank you.
We've worked together several times, and everybody is
very good.
Yeah. They.
So have you considered rhinestones and sequins?
It's
you talking about it?
his pizzazz.
It's your assistant.
He was like, and a cape.
Well, you got to do it, brother man like.
And you know what? That's part of the showmanship, and so that's I don't know if I want to go that route. I mean, that's that is one way of doing it.
You work with animals? You said, wait, you worked with the birds before.
Yeah, I've doves.
Okay, but what about the rabbits and all that kind of stuff? You mess with rabbits?
I don't want to take care of the rabbits, so I don't.
Yeah, that'd be kind of hard, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do something like black, like with chicken. Or something like that.
Chickens.
Fried chicken.
Now it's baked. No.
I know, it's alive. Now it's fried. Okay, so
where were we at?
With the card. Get your cards out, and then we're gonna do a card trick.
A trick.
Yes.
So this is a new card trick for me. So hopefully it'll work.
Okay.
Did he say hopefully?
It's gonna work.
We guinea pigs.
That's me just being modest.
We guinea pigs.
Work it out, Flores. Work it out.
Let's see. So let's see. Who should I have to help me out with this here? We'll have me.
Use Lawrence.
We'll have Marichal help me out there.
Okay.
So Marichal, I'm going to have you sign the front of that card.
Okay, do you want me to
Just sign it across so we know it when we see it again. Got it all in the corner there. All right, so got his signature. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your card and I'll fold it here once, twice. I'm going to have you hold onto that card between your fingers. All right, and I'll tell you what. Where'd my? Tell you what. I'm going to sign card here, so we know it when we see it again there. All right. Now, Maricel, I'm going to take my card, and I'll fold my card in half and half.
Okay.
Hold it like that.
Okay. Like that.
Place it between your teeth. Hold your hands out like that. Now, I'm going to have you describe what I'm doing from here.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Forrest is putting his hands over Marichel's hands, and he has the cards between his teeth. He has Marichel's card between his teeth. He getting closer to Marichel. He's eating his card. Mr. Forrest is eating his card, and he brings it back out of his mouth, and hopefully he's unfolding the card. Oh!
Look at your card.
Look at your card, Mr. Marichel.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay, so what just happened is that Mr. Forrest held his hand over Mr. Brown's hands.
Oh, man.
And he had his card, his folded card in between his teeth, and then Forrest ate his card. Then he spit up Marichel's card. And then Marichel unfolded the card that he had in his mouth, and it was the card that Forrest signed.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Come on.
Magic Forrest.
The Magic Forrest.
We have just entered the Magic Forrest.com.
Hey, now give everybody, Forrest, give everybody your information one more time.
The Magic Forrest. Forrest is spelled with 2 R's, .com. So The Magic Forrest, Forrest, so THE, Forrest.
Yes.
.com.
Okay.
And you can reach me at phone number 916-370-8464.
Okay.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Forrest Barnes, the Magic Forrest.
The Magic Forrest. Wait. Before you go, I got one more question. So now, do you have to buy a new deck of cards every time y'all play? Because, there's 52 in each deck. You would have ate 2 of them.
That's
we can't play poker with that deck anymore. No.
That's unhygienic. Right?
That was great. That was great.
That was good.
That was great.
That was awesome.
That was great.